Hello everyone! Some new lore books have been added to the PTR for the upcoming patch. With that in mind, be warned, some spoilers ahead, although nothing major I suppose. Today's book is called The Legend of Elun'Ahir. As is common with ancient myths, details of this tale are often disputed. As we gather to defend Yggdrasil, we cannot help but recall the tragic fates of the world trees past, those lost to sacrifice, to corruption, to flame. Yet there is an ancient tale, some claim it's merely a legend, that tells of an earlier world tree that also met a sorrowful fate. Though it lived only a short time, its legacy endures. Long before the first dragons drew breath, Azeroth was conquered by arriving hotters that plummeted from the skies and infested our world, the old gods. How long the reign of the Black Empire lasted, we cannot know. Surely it must have been a time of unimaginable suffering, but at long last there came hope. The brave titan Elun'Ahir discovered Azeroth, shining like a beacon in the great dark. As he gazed upon the beauty and power of its slumbering soul, he realized it was imperiled. He told the other members of the Pantheon how the world they had sought had been corrupted by the old gods. The titans gathered to eradicate this dark influence, seeking to bring hope and healing. Our patron titan Eonar carried a gift given to her by Elune, a branch of Elun'Ahir, the mother world tree. The titan believed that the influence of life would drive the darkness away, so she reached down her hand and shaped the soil of Azeroth, planting the branch where it could be fed by river and sky. The branch swiftly grew into a tree, its roots extending deep, deep below the surface. Eonar smiled, for everywhere the roots stretched, new life emerged. She called the tree Elun'Ahir, in honor of her great love. When Aman'Thul saw what Eonar had done, he chided her. "This is not order," he bellowed. "You have infected this world with uncontrolled chaos."
Chaos.
The High Father took hold of the world's tree's trunk and tore it from the earth. Eonar wept bitter tears that rained down upon the resulting crater. But as she peered down upon the sundered earth, the Titan realized a truth she did not share with the High Father. Though he had destroyed the tree, its winding roots still held firm beneath the soil, hidden from Aman'Thul's gaze. As the forces of the Titans waged war against the Black Empire, Eonar bid her keeper Freya to watch over the crater and nurture the life that had blossomed there. Below ground, the roots fed upon the tears of Eonar and grew strong. The war was long, but in the end the Titans claimed victory, and Eonar was pleased, knowing Elune's legacy would endure. It is said that much later, as the world entered a new age, mysterious guardians arrived who dedicated their lives to protecting the roots. But that is a tale for another time. Now let us stand with our allies to defend Yggdrasil, crown of harmony together. We will preserve this symbol of hope, this symbol of the future. Where to begin? Oh, where to begin? Well, one of the bigger reactions while going through this book on stream, that was the bit about Elune and Eonar being in love, sitting in a tree until Aman'Thul comes around and smashes it all up. We already knew from mythos that Elune has been with deities before. Their union with Malorn, that is what created Cenarius after all, so it's not new to find out that these divine beings can be with each other. Eonar holds the title Lifebinder, a title that she shared with Alexstrasza when she empowered a proto-dragon to become the queen of the dragons and guard the domain of life. So her affinity was already beyond that of just order, and a being such as Elune, a being connected to the domain of life, I'd imagine it would feel like a soulmate. So apparently, and we gotta keep in mind, like it's written as a mythos, right? It's written like not everybody knows the answers, or maybe some details of the story are wrong, but if we go with the information given by the books, apparently she met up with Elune before reaching Azeroth. And there's another book, which we'll go into on a later date. This opens up the Emerald Dream to go beyond Azeroth itself, actually encompass more worlds, the universe of Warcraft. This again does not come out of the blue, as we learned that Elune has empowered Night Warriors across the universe. And the cycle of rebirth provided with an Ardenweald, it was not just for beings born and raised on Azeroth. That does still leave the question, what kind of being Elune exactly is? And we still don't know for sure, but they have been building up some possibilities, especially during the Shadowlands. It is there where we came in touch with the so-called Pantheon of Death, created in Zereth Mortis and charged to watch over their domain of death. Zeref Mortis is the Zeref specifically connected to the domain of death, and it's said that each force of the cosmic scale, that they all have their own Zerefs, and within them an inner sanctum akin to the sepulchre. That does leave the question, do the other domains also pump out keepers, similarly to how the Shadowlands did it? Did the domain of order, the Zeref of order, pump out the Titans? Is there also a robot factory in the domain of life, pumping out keepers like Elune, and who else might be part of the pantheon of life? The Winter Queen did already call Elune her sister, a connection between Ardenweald and the Emerald Dream, a connection between death and life. Who knows? If and when we ever go further into the domain of life, we might uncover more, or maybe this patch will actually reveal Elune. Who actually knows? So the Titans, they eventually find Azeroth, and they start the war with the Old Gods, with the Black Empire. Added to the story of the war is that it was Eonar who planted the first world tree in Azeroth's soil. She took a branch of Elun'Ahir, the Mother World Tree, a gift from Elune, so potentially a gift from a whole different planet, and she planted it in Azeroth. We already knew about Elun'Ahir. Back during Legion, Restoration Druids could actually get a branch of Elun'Ahir as their artifact in the war against the Burning Legion. Scrolls back then spoke about the history of these relics. It was said that Keeper Freya had created Elun'Ahir in the Emerald Dream, and from it would come an acorn that would eventually be used to create Nordrassil. Potentially, she created Elun'Ahir in the dream out of Freya's real tree that was destroyed on Azeroth, perhaps, or maybe it's a small retcon, who knows. Regardless, Aman'Ful, High Father and leader of the Pantheon, he is not down with this corruption, be it the domain of the void or the domain of life. To him, nothing but order will do, and he pulls out the tree, tearing it from the earth. A massive crater is left behind, and while discussing it on stream where this crater could be, disregarding the idea of a completely new area, right? Some suggested Sholazar Basin or Unguro Crater, places where we know that they've been experimenting with life, Guardians showed up, and they are craters, so, it lines up. On top of that, a random thought that popped up was our encounter with Il'gynoth during the Emerald Nightmare raid. Il'gynoth was chilling inside of a tree within Unguro Crater. But in the real world, there was no counterpart to be found. Could it be that while the physical original tree was pulled out, the dream version still exists? Again, who knows? Ultimately, you gotta wonder, okay, what is the point of this kind of information? And I imagine that this is once again plays into the overall story thread of Dragonflight, in which we're diving into the actions of the Titans, of the domain of order, and we realize that one force of the cosmic scale, on its own, it's not inherently good or bad, it's not like one should dominate all the others. It entirely depends on its execution, and balance is needed. While removing the corruption of the Black Empire, it definitely did wonders for the health of Azeroth, the planet, and the Titan spirit inside, as well as give a future to the children of the Titans. At the same time, they didn't just stop there. Order and control were then pushed upon everything they could find. For example, the X being infused with order magic, that is the origin of the conflict between the Primal Incarnates and the Dragons, a conflict that's now repeated within Dragonflight. We also learn that even within the domains, not all are blindly following or staying in their section. An Eonar can look beyond her origins and ally more to the side of life. If a Titan can do such a thing, could we find similar contradictions within the other domains?
A fair exchange. Shadows guide you, my dear friend. We will meet again. I am certain of it.
Time will tell, I suppose, but that will do for today. I do wonder if people actually care about this kind of story. The development of the cosmic scale, which they pushed heavy within the Shadowlands, and now they're doing it in the background with these books. I wonder what the story direction is going to be. And by all means, let me know how you feel on the story of Dragonflight so far. With BlizzCon on the horizon, there's a lot of reviewing, a lot of pondering about the future. Let me know, and until next time, see ya!